The skill that we are working on as readers this week is that readers think about the sequence of events and how time goes by. Our learning target is using time and sequence words to help us understand how events are connected. Some of these words that we see that are our time sequence signal words are first, next, after, finally. There are other words, but these are definitely ones that we see when we think about time and the order of things, which is sequence. Many times we can think of these time and sequence when we're reading nonfiction. This is a science page from a book called Life Cycles by Wendy Conklin. It's all about eagles and their life cycle. I've underlined a few things that I thought were important to help me understand the sequence of events for an eagle and its life. And then on the side, I took some notes about the order of how an eagle grows. So it's called Eagles Take Flight. Baby eagles develop and grow inside eggs. The yolk in the egg provides food the baby needs. So the baby starts in an egg. Once the food is gone, the eagle pecks its way out of the egg. An egg tooth on the tip of its beak helps it break open the egg. The hatchling depends on its parents for food. Okay, so the eagle comes out of the egg and now it's a hatchling. In just a few days, it becomes a nestling because it stays in the nest. Okay, so it went from baby to hatchling to nestling. At first, fluffy down feathers keep it warm, but real feathers grow within weeks. At 2 months old, it's called a fledgling. Okay, that's the next step, a fledgling. Soon after, there's a signal word, this young bird becomes a juvenile eagle. The juvenile eagle learns how to hunt from the adults. In about 5 years, it's an adult and it's ready to mate. So it takes 5 years for an eagle to become an adult. And you can see its stages here in pictures, from the egg to the hatchling, to the nestling, to the fledgling, to the juvenile, and to the adult. So these pictures help us understand the sequence, and then sometimes writing it down can help you to understand also. Another way or another type of nonfiction where we really need to think about time and sequence is historical works or biographies. A biography is a short story about the life of a person, and the reader has to be aware of time and sequence. When did the person begin learning something? What happened next and what happened then? And how do all those events influence what the person does next? So we have a really wonderful story for you to read on Storyline Online about Jane Addams. So when you click this link, you'll come here and you're going to listen to the house that Jane built. And you want to think about the sequence of events in Jane's life. So you might want to watch it once and then come back to it later to do the activity where you're going to write down what was really the first important event in Jane's life, what happened next, then, after, and finally. You want to think about 5 events that were really important and list them in order. So first would be the first thing. And I'll give you a hint that I would put down for first. When Jean was 6 years old, there was something that happened in the story that was pretty important. And so that to me would be the first thing that I would be writing. Okay, and then the last question is, what would be a word you could use to describe Jane? We're always thinking about our characters and also people in real life and the words that we could use to describe them. So it's good to go back to that idea as well. Okay, so in this lesson, we were thinking about time and sequence and how it's really important for readers to use these time and sequence words to understand how events are connected. We are looking forward to seeing your work on Jane Addams when you read the Storyline Online and have a chance to put her life in sequence.